Well, as lawmakers prepare for next week's legislative session, there are some key issues that will be on the agenda.
That's right. Tonight, Allie Martin talks to a Republican senator from Northeast Mississippi to see what his priorities are for the upcoming session.
2026 will mark 10 years in office for District 6 State Senator Chad McMahon. The Republican says one of his top priorities will be to attack violent crime in Mississippi.
We want to drive violent crime out of our areas. In Mississippi, there's no time for crime. And law-abiding citizens are tired of seeing people get on the streets that should be in jail or should be in prison. We want to be sure that we have good policy and good laws that require judges to have bail. We want to be sure people have bail. We know who's committing the crime. We want to be sure they show up for their court dates, and we want the violent criminals taken off the street.
Senator McMahon says judges play a vital role in the criminal justice system and should have to better explain their reasons for a low bond or signature bond for repeat or violent offenders.
We have some judges in the state that are allowing people they're committing violent crime or they're accused of committing violent crime, and they're being released on a recog bond. In other words, they have no skin in the game. And so we want to stop that. We want to have policies and laws that require there to be a minimum bond. And if a judge is going to allow someone to get a bond on a recog bond without having any skin in the game, without paying any monetary fee, we want them to give a note as to why they've allowed it.
On education, McMahon cited Mississippi's improved rankings from 50th in the nation to 16th, while the state ranked number 1 for improvement in math scores. The senator says teachers and assistant teachers deserve a pay hike.
If the funding is available, if the taxpayer can afford it, we're going to have a pay increase this year for our school teachers as well as assistant teachers. Right now, I think that we will have some type of raise for educators and for our assistant school teachers because they've earned it.
And for the first time in 13 years, Republicans won't have a supermajority in the Senate following court-ordered special elections. McMahon sees it as federal judges interfering with state legislatures.
And it's not just in Mississippi. The people are voting Republican in this country, and Democrats are having a hard time winning at the ballot box, so federal judges are stepping in and they're gerrymandering in favor of liberal Democrats.
This will be the 11th legislative session for Senator McMahon. He says he is looking forward to working with colleagues in the Senate and the House to help keep Northeast Mississippi's momentum going strong. Telling your story in Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
The 2026 session is expected to run through April.
Well, it is 6:07, and we are still seeing those showers and thunderstorms roll through Northeast Mississippi. So if you are headed out in the next several hours, you're going to need a rain jacket. These are expected to continue to move through in the next several hours. Heading into the overnight hours, some of these have some heavy rainfall in them. So make sure for ponding on the road, if you are driving, make sure to be cautious of that. But right now, we are seeing those temperatures in the 50s. This is what our lows are going to be in tonight as well, in the 50s. We're not heading to the 40s or 30s. We're sticking into the 50s, but tomorrow our highs will be in the 60s, so it is going to be a somewhat warm day, but rain chances return for the morning, but not the afternoon. So I'll have more on that coming up. Grace?
Well, the search for a 4-year-old Alabama boy came to a conclusion this afternoon as Walker County, Alabama Sheriff announced the boy's body has been found. According to CBS affiliate WIAT, Jonathan Boley, along with his dog, were last seen walking away from his father's property on Highway 195 and into a wooded area on New Year's Eve around 11:30 a.m. Walker County Sheriff Nick Smith says Boley's 6-year-old brother last saw him crossing under a fence. On Thursday, the father of Jonathan, Jamison Boley, was arrested after explosive materials were found in his home during the search for Jonathan. Court records show Jamison has active warrants for the unlawful manufacturing of a destructive device and chemical endangerment of a child.
Like so many of you across our community, we're devastated, and we're devastated by this news. Jonathan was an adventurous boy, and he loved the outdoors. I ask you to be respectful to the family. You know, this is going to be a very hard time. It's going to be a very hard time for our community. It's going to be a very hard time for the volunteer team that did an outstanding job to find Jonathan. You know, this is what this is not the outcome that we wanted to see, and we were hopeful for a positive outcome. But again, I can't thank you enough for taking your time and showing this family the support that you've done.
A volunteer search for Jonathan was temporarily suspended Thursday after the discovery of what authorities believe to be explosive devices near the property. According to Smith, the volunteers were on the lookout for explosives due to devices that were found inside Jamison Boley's home. Sheriff Smith later reported that none of the devices found across from the home were found to be explosive.
Well, the Mississippi Highway Patrol did not respond to any fatal crashes over the New Year's holiday enforcement period. Troopers did work a total of 95 wrecks statewide during the holiday. That is up from 68 last year. In all, 3,221 citations were issued. 427 of those were for seatbelt or child restraint violations. Troopers also made 34 DUI arrests, up slightly from last year. The New Year's holiday enforcement period ran from Wednesday at 6 a.m. to midnight last night.
When we come back, the new year brings a new addition to an area family.
That's right, when we will meet the Golden Triangle's own Baby New Year after the break.